Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never. And nothing great or small, large or petty. Never given except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. Winston Churchill spoke those words in October 1941, as England was in the throes over the battle for Britain in the midst of World War II, as a means to encourage the people he was speaking to, actually a school that he used to attend when he was a child. And these words come to mind to me as I read the scriptures, and I've been praying for the people that I've had on my mind lately. St. Barnabas shows up in today's first reading from the Acts of the Apostles, but Barnabas wasn't his name. His name was Joseph. He was nicknamed by the apostles Barnabas. And Barnabas means something. It means son of encouragement or son of consolation. And I hope we can find encouragement and consolation from the scriptures with the many things that we have brought here today. Life in general, and Christian life in particular, that is the intentional life of being a disciple of Jesus Christ, is no walk in the park. It can be brutal. And God has not promised us that if we follow him, we would be immune from that. In fact, one passage from the book of Sirach reads, "My child, when you aspire to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for an ordeal. For as gold is tested in the furnace, so are chosen men and women tested in the furnace." And as someone pointed out to me once, when does someone know when to take out gold from the furnace? When they can see their face in the gold. Meaning, God takes us out of the furnace when he can see his face in you and me. As I offer Mass this morning, very much on my own mind is my stepfather, Carl, who is currently on hospice and is expected to pass away in the next few days. Also on my mind is my mother, who is not only caring for her dying husband, but suffers from a number of illnesses herself. I cannot imagine the pain of losing someone as close as a spouse, her companion for these last several years. On my mind is a dear friend of mine who is struggling with treatment for prostate cancer, who is getting beaten down and is in extreme pain on a daily basis. On my mind is a woman who lost her brother tragically some months back, and then more recently her father in a tragic house fire. She's currently in battle to get possession of her father's remains. On my mind is a couple who is going through a bitter divorce. On my mind are countless couples who are hurting and who are in desperate need of reconciliation. On my mind is a woman who is abused for years and have been fighting for the grace to forgive and be free. To all of them and to all of us, the gospel says this: remain. In fact, it says 8 times in the gospel we just heard, remain, 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 remain. Meaning what? Meaning to hang in. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't give in. For all of them and for all of us, we are in the hands of a God who is a master gardener. All of those situations and all of those situations that you and I find ourselves in are experiences of being pruned. And if a plant could speak while it was being pruned, it would scream. It must hurt. And yet, to be pruned is essential if a plant is going to thrive and flower and bear fruit. And pruning is essential if you and I are going to grow ever more closely in the image of Jesus, which is the whole point of life. Our lives are not in the hands of fate. They're not in the hands of circumstances. They're not in the hands of cancer. They're not in the hands of tragedy. They're in the hands of a Father who created the entire universe and is in deep love with you and me. That for us, he has sent his Son to suffer, and to die, and to rise. So let us hold on to him. Let us ask him for ourselves and for those who we know are beaten down right now, for the grace to know that he'll bring to completion the good work he has already begun in us. So let's pray for the grace to never give in, to never quit, to never give up. Let's pray for the grace to hold on to Jesus and to never, ever let go.